Night vision reviews by trailcameras.co.uk. In this review we feature the Pulsar Recon 750 handheld digital night vision monocular. It's generation digital with a 4x magnification and a lens diameter of 50mm. The Recon has a minimum focusing distance of 3 meters. It has a resolution typical of 40 lines per millimeter and a field of view of 5.5 degrees. It has a built-in 780 nanometer 125 milliwatt laser illuminator, and it weighs about 400 grams. As you can see, it fits nicely into the hand. It's lightweight, robust and easy to hold. Its dimensions: 176 millimeters by 83 by 62 millimeters. It's powered by 4 AA batteries, and you can use alkaline or lithium batteries. You can also attach a Pulsar EPS3 battery pack, which you would fit to the Weaver base rail on the side of the Recon. It features a CCD array, which is a Sony ICX254AL chip, and has a camera resolution of 510 by 492. The cap can be removed. You can see the 50mm lens diameter there. What's good about the cap, if you use the Recon in daylight conditions, you can place the cap back on and it has a brightness filter on the front. It's particularly useful if you're working in and around trees or where there's lots of cover. It has a display resolution of 320 by 240 with a video quality of 648 by 480. What's particularly good about the Recon is it has a video out port. What's useful for this is you're able to connect a personal mobile recording device such as a Yukon MPR. The Recon 750 features an LCD display. It has an eye relief of 12mm and has a pretty decent battery life. The battery life without using the IR is up to 12 hours. Using the IR is anything from 3 to 4 to maybe 5 hours. It has a realistic detection range of a man-sized object out to about 250 meters, and in ideal conditions even out to 300 meters. The Weaver rail is particularly useful for attaching accessories like the Pulsar X850 illuminator or the Nightmaster 800. This comes in useful for using in low light conditions where the inbuilt laser, being a basic one, provides a very grainy and noisy image. By attaching an external illuminator to the Recon 750, this clears up the image and makes it a lot smoother, a lot sharper, and gives it more depth. The Recon is a very simple unit to use. To turn on the Recon, you simply press the first button in from the eyepiece, which is the on-off button. The second button in is the inbuilt IR function button. This turns the inbuilt laser on or off. The Pulsar Recon's laser has one power setting. The third button is your different modes that you get for viewing when you're using the Recon. The first is a traditional sort of green and black night vision image that you get. The second feature that you have is a red and black feature. This is particularly useful if you're using the Recon in security applications or surveillance where you're going to be using and looking through it for maybe 1 or 2 hours. The red and black filter is a bit easier on the eyeball. And then you have a high contrast mode. The high contrast mode is a mode that a lot of people use 99.9% of the time. It gives a bit more clarity to the image that you get back. The Recon units also have this quite useful brightness control wheel on the top here. For example, if you're Using this for wildlife observation, you're trying to track the movement of deer against a tree line, you could just increase the brightness and it'll enhance the detection. Power-wise, the unit features 4 AA batteries, and to open the battery compartment, you simply turn to the left to open and it slots out. And you can see that this is attached by a piece of strong industrial type fishing wire. 4 AA batteries, you can use alkaline batteries or you can use lithium batteries, it's your choice. However, at trail cameras, we would always recommend you use lithium AA batteries, which gives a bit of a longer battery life. Alkaline batteries tend to be affected by colder conditions, and if you have got this mounted on a tripod and you're using it outdoors for a longer periods, then lithium batteries are always going to be the best thing. To replace the battery compartment cap, you make sure that the small plastic knot fits in between the 4 batteries, push it down tightly and turn back to the right hand side. It's really important with the Recon that you make sure the battery compartment lid is fully shut. You'll notice on the eyepiece here that there's a diopter. This is obviously useful for focusing in and making the image that you've got back a lot clearer. On the eyepiece here, you have an eye cup. What's good about this is it stops external light pollution, maybe distracting the user's eyes. There's nothing worse when you're using night vision to watch the movement, say, of badgers or deer at night time, and you've got maybe someone's flashlight or a car headlight just catching your peripheral vision. This stops it, and it can be moved around if you're using left hand or the right hand, the left eye or the right eye. It's a pretty good feature, and for those of you that wear glasses, this can be pushed backwards. So all in all, it just gives it a bit more comfortable on the eye when you're using it. We touched on the video out port, which is here. This can be opened by a small plug. The Recon 750 does not feature an inbuilt recording facility. However, a mobile recording device such as a Yukon MPI is simply plugged in there with a jack lead. This can then be popped into your jacket pocket or your smock, which just enables you to be able to stop and record the movement of animals or people depending on the use. At the front of the Recon, you'll notice that on the lens you have obviously the focus ring. The whole front piece of the lens moves left or right, obviously to suit and get the right focus. The unit itself is very robust. The focus ring at the front is made from rubber. The eyepiece at the back is made from rubber, and so is the eye cup. And so are the function buttons on the top. What's pretty good about these is that they're prominent, they're not flat against the casing, so by having 3 simple buttons, you know which one you're using each time. The case itself is tough, durable plastic, and it has a waterproof rating of IPX4. Obviously, we don't advise that you submerge these in water at any point, but they're splash proof. We strongly advise you don't leave them out for long periods in rain or heavy rain. At the end of the day, it's an electronic device. If water gets inside this, it's not going to do it very good. The Recon 750 is ideal for wildlife observation, particularly if you add on an external illuminator, as we mentioned before. It can also be used for astronomy. A lot of people like to detect the movement of satellites or even the stars on the moon. Because this is digital and it gives the black and white image, you can actually see through this a lot more stars than you would do through the naked human eye. It's great for security applications. For example, if you are working for a private security firm, you're working around outbuildings or farms or in factory units, and you need to spot potential trespassers, this is going to be able to spot them, whereas a normal pair of binoculars, for instance, will not do the job. It's also good for wildlife surveys and surveillance. For monitoring your land, if you're a farmer and you're monitoring farm stock, or you're wishing to count, for example, farm stock in a field during low light conditions or at night time, this will come in absolutely perfect. Basically, with a 4 times magnification, detection range of a man-sized object, maximum 250 to 300 meters. Realistically, if you're using the inbuilt IR, you're going to get anything out to about 100, 150 in general use. The difference between the Recon 750 and an image intensifier is that this cannot be harmed by bright lights. So it can be used in the daytime, whereas image intensifier devices can only be used at night. It's the Recon 750. It's available now from Scott Country, and you can see more information on their website at www.scottcountry.co.uk.